Attacking football.
Attacking football.
Attacking football.
Attacking football.
Hello and welcome to the Attacking Football podcast. I am your host, Ellie Matthews. This week I am joined by the beautiful, freshly trimmed Scott. How you doing, mate?
Doing good, yeah. Fresh haircut, new podcast, ready to go.
Mate, it looks fantastic. It's a shame that our other panelist, Josh, can't quite have the same impact when he comes on every week. How are we doing, Josh?
I'm good. Look, I've got no hair to cut, so I feel like I've got a disadvantage, right?
You've got to do the manicured beard, right?
Yeah, the worst part about that is I literally have just finished it. Like, it's just been trimmed, but clearly I need to do a better job.
Oh, I can tell.
Thanks, Dylan. Cheers, mate.
Okay, and finally we've got Dylan. Dylan, how you doing, man?
I'm absolutely fresh to the daisy.
Love that for you. As always, we have our resident producer, Alfie, in the studio, the voice from above. How you doing, Alfie?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to this one.
Mate, me too. So, following on from last week's podcast where we did world-class players in the Big Six, let's be honest, it was carnage. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it because, wow. We thought this week we would do world-class players outside of the Big Six. So 14 clubs to choose from. Which of those clubs has a world-class player? It turns out none of them. Not a single one. We argued, we gave merits for one, and it just didn't happen. We couldn't decide on one, so we're going to do the best combined 11 from the other 14 clubs. We're going to do it a little bit differently, though. So Josh, Scott, myself, and Dylan, we're going to put our case forward for our chosen position. So if it's a goalkeeper, I'm going to say Areola. Josh is going to say someone else. And in the end, the final decision on who goes into the squad is going to be producer Alfie. So he's our referee. Are you up for the task?
Yep, can't wait.
Can you keep us all in line?
Probably not, but I'll give it a go.
No. Okay. Right. Let's get into it. We're going to start with the goalkeeper. Outside of the Big Six, I mean, I've named mine already. It's Areola. If any of you guys have another shout, then please.
Emi Martinez.
Yep. Second that one.
I've gone with Emi Martinez, but I will say I did have Areola in, and I completely forgot about Martinez until about half an hour ago.
Okay.
But I have Martinez.
So, I went with Areola because of some stats that I saw in our Attacking Football group chat earlier on today, where Areola was top of every metric that he could find. He was top in XG goals prevented. He was top in save percentage. He was top in something else as well. I just feel like if you're having that kind of season, you deserve to be in the 11.
I agree with you with the statistic. A world-class show for Martinez. So I think we have to let him have him in goal at the very least. And when you win a World Cup, you kind of have to be the best player outside the top six, I think, in terms of goalkeeper.
Yeah, but winning the World Cup in and of itself isn't a credential, really, because there are so many half-decent players that aren't world-class, that aren't really going to set the world on fire, that win World Cups, because it's a squad event.
I agree.
It is
but
a squad event.
Yeah.
But I think, sorry, Dylan, but I think what you were about to say was exactly that, right? He had a big hand to play in that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No pun intended, but he had a big part to play in that World Cup win.
I think Messi had a bigger part to play in that World Cup win.
Yeah, well, fair, but that's saying
Messi had to work a hell of a lot harder because Argentina was shipping goals left, right, and centre. Did they lose to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, lost to Saudi
Arabia. First game, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Argentina had the tournament to end all tournaments. They had to have the best player in football history drag them to that championship. That I don't think that means that any of the players, apart from the other Martinez, came out of that with any real glory.
Maybe, but look, I think he's been a big part of Villa's success this season as well in goal. I think he's a big part about how they play, and I think he's saved a lot of. Last week, I think it was against Arsenal, he made some magnificent saves that really helped them win the game as well. I think he is. I understand the Areola show.
Yeah, see, I think you were right with how Areola has higher stats, but I think Martinez actually has a higher goals prevented. I think Areola has like 2.57 and Martinez is in like 4.6 or something. So he's almost prevented like 2 extra goals than Areola has.
It's a yeah, okay, all right. I mean, I still think Areola, but ultimately, it doesn't matter what the four of us think, does it? It's it's Alfie. Alfie, where do you stand on this, man? Have you got somebody else you want to throw into the equation, or are you going to pick from the
to be
two that
honest,
we?
I think it's out of them two. I do agree it's out of them two. For me, I'd say Martinez. I think Areola this season, I think he's been quality. He's had a very good season. But overall, I think Martinez edges it. I think I get your World Cup point, but the role he did play in that World Cup was phenomenal. I mean, he won that France penalty shootout. He was immense in. I mean, no one will ever forget that Colin Wani save. And for me, Martinez goes in.
I don't think that was as big a save as people think. I think Colin Moani missed. I don't. Moani should have scored that 9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
I do agree with you, to be fair. But
Yeah.
still,
just for his
Good
body
save.
out, didn't he?
yeah, good save
So,
at the end, though, to be fair.
Alfie, are you going Martinez?
Yeah, Martinez for me.
Okay. I should have said at the start. Actually, we're going 4-2-3-1. Are we not, boys?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we're going
Yeah.
2 centre backs, left back, right back. We're going. Do we want to say 2 central midfielders, or do we want to say 2 CDMs? It's 2 central midfielders,
Take
right?
2 central midfielders and they can be
Yeah.
DMs if you want.
Yeah,
I'd say two.
and then
And a cam then.
and a cam, and then left wing, right wing striker.
Yeah.
So only one striker to choose from. So that'll be interesting. Where do we want to go next? Do we want to go to the fullback positions or the centre backs?
Yeah, I think fullbacks.
Yeah.
Fullbacks.
Fullbacks.
Yeah.
Let's do fullbacks. Let's start with the right back. Right back outside of the top 6. Where are we going, lads?
I have Kieran Trippier. I think that's a shoe-in.
I mean, so yeah, the only thing that stopped me putting him in was the fact that we started this because this is off the back of us doing world-class players in the Big Six, and we then changed it to those with potential for world-class outside the Big Six. And I don't know that Kieran Trippier fits that category. He's a great player, but I went a different route, and I'm not sure even I believe it, but I actually went for his teammate, Tino Livramento.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Based on the category that I just explained.
Potential to be world class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
I
still
admit
think
it's
it's
brave.
Trippier.
I admit it's, but look, I had Trippier in there, and then I changed it because I thought, do you know what? No, I'm gonna be true to my original task.
That's fair enough. I just done it based on the best players.
Yeah, that's
so I
fair.
think
Yeah,
Trippier is the
that's
shoe-in
11.
in that scenario.
So, are we saying they're the only 2 decent right backs that play at Newcastle? Is there anyone else?
I think there's an argument that could be made for Lamptey at Brighton. He's a very good right back.
I don't think he plays very often for them, though, does he?
Nah, he's
not anymore.
I know that just based on FPL.
Yeah. Well, I had this. Lamptey was someone who I was adamant United should be going after. He had a stellar season a few seasons ago, and then he had a horror injury, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, he had a He's struggling. He's injured now.
And I don't know that he's ever really come back. But yeah, you're right. Like, as a right back on his game, he was good.
Like if we're talking
Matty
about
Cash.
right backs, Kufal, no,
Matty Cash.
Matty Cash. Yeah, I moved on pretty quickly from Matty Cash.
I don't. He doesn't
Don't
even
know.
start for Villa that often either. Remember, he was getting dropped for Konza quite early in the season.
Yeah, Konza was playing right back.
I mean, you have
to be fair,
Castagna
yeah.
for Fulham.
Would you call out Benny a right back, right wing back?
No, he kind of plays up top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up top now, but throughout periods in the season he was a right wing back. But yeah, you couldn't either. I think it has to be either Livramento or Trippier, to be honest. So I don't think there's a lot of debate about anyone else. I think they're the 2
And I
best.
think if Newcastle, if they're both fit, I'm pretty sure Newcastle play Trippier, right? So on that basis, I think it probably has to be him, unless Alfie's going to turn around and say he doesn't like him, so he doesn't want him in his team.
Well, it is up to Alfie at the end of the day.
It is. It is.
For me, I like both points because I think Livramento could definitely be a quality player. I think he's already good, but I think he can be a very good player. But You can't argue with Kieran Trippier. He hasn't had the best form this season. He's injured now, but I mean, he's got the joint most assists in the Premier League. I think for me, it has to be Kieran Trippier. I think he's still a quality player. Me, Trippier, at right back.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, so left backs. Now, I reckon probably we've all got the same one.
Yeah.
Josh, take it away, my man.
Wolves' very own Aït-Nouri.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's Aït-Nouri. I don't think too much needs to be said outside of that. We can go through a whole bunch of different options. We can go through Reguilon. We could go through
Robinson.
Yeah.
Alex
there's
Moreno.
a couple.
Alex Moreno's very
Moreno.
good as well.
Yeah. I don't think any of them are as good as Aït-Nouri.
No,
Agreed.
either do I.
Yeah, I agree.
So we can box that one off nice and simple. We're all in agreement for
Yeah.
yeses.
Alfie,
Yeah.
Four
Alfie
yeses,
doesn't have a tough choice this time.
Nah, yeah,
No,
I agree.
doesn't even have to make them.
And to be fair, Alfie does have the power of veto. He can decide.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to stick Reguilon in anyway.
If he does, I'm coming from.
He's sacked.
Yeah. Just
Alfie,
because-
where are we going with this?
Just because Dylan scared me, I'd put Aït-Nouri into it. But no. I'd put him in. I think he's had a quality season, isn't he? I'm pretty sure Arsenal are interested in him, aren't they? So,
Manchester, City as well.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
And United, aren't most people
And
chasing him?
Liverpool too.
Yeah,
Nearly
yeah,
everyone's after him.
Yeah,
Everyone.
I'm after
Liverpool
him.
could do with a new left back. To be fair.
Yep, definitely Aït-Nouri.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Boys, centre backs. We've got two to choose from. No, we've got a lot to choose from, but we've got two picks. Do you want to do this as two centre backs, or do you want to do this as left centre back and right centre back? Because I think
Left centre
that
back
makes a
and-
difference.
Left centre back and right centre back. But I have an issue
Shocking.
because I've picked two left centre backs.
Well, I don't even know where my centre backs play.
Hang on.
I
Hang on.
know
Hang
where
on. Sorry. Wait. Dylan, I asked the question: do we want to do left centre back and right centre back, or just pick two centre backs? And you said, no, let's do left and right. And then went, but I've only got two left.
Oh,
Like,
man.
can we pick two centre backs? Then we'll pick two centre backs.
What
Two
do
of the
you
best
think
centre
about?
backs.
Yeah, sweet.
Two of the best centre backs, right?
Me.
I think
Just
we'll
to
all,
keep you happy, Dylan. Yes, let's do that. Alfie
We'll
is
all
going
be
to
in
make life a
agreement
little bit
with one.
difficult. Will
we're all
we?
in agreement.
I don't know if we
I think
will.
we have to be.
I feel like mine are quite out there shouts.
If you have James Tarkowski coming through the screen,
No, not you.
Right, let me do my two first. Right, I've gone for
Go.
Branthwaite and I've gone for Pau Torres.
Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
right, yeah,
Shouts.
I'll go. I've gone for Branthwaite and Botman.
Botman's a good shout.
Yeah.
I like that. I
I've,
like that.
I've gone for Joachim Anderson and Marcos Senesi.
I like it. I don't hate it.
That was better than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've gone for Branthwaite, and I umdenard over Botman or Murillo.
Oh, Murillo's a very good shout,
Murillo
actually.
is-
Yeah, Murillo is a good shout, yeah.
I do like that.
I like Murillo.
I think at the
I do
moment
like that.
Botman's probably a better player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I think it probably would have to be Botman, and I realise I just completely ignored what Scott said, but I feel like, well, Alfie, you tell us, but I feel like 3 against 1 is pretty.
Can I put my
Well,
no,
no,
can I put my
it's
points
not.
forward?
Not 3 against 1, gentlemen. It's 2 against 2. Admittedly,
Yeah.
it's probably 2 against 1. But I'm really, really keen on having Pau Torres in there. I think he's such a good defender. Just a
He is
very
pure
good.
defender.
I actually think you're right, and he doesn't. Well, he might do actually, to be fair, but I don't think, or I don't see that he gets the credit
No, I
that
don't
he should
think he
do
does.
for his on-the-ball work.
No,
I
I agree.
No, he's brilliant on the ball. He's
I
one of the best in
agree.
the league on the ball. Even
Yeah.
at Villarreal. I remember Ollie wanted him.
I'd
For a
say the
long
same
period.
about Joachim Anderson though.
He is very good on the ball.
I think
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
top teams would take Anderson as in their centre back pairing.
They would, but do you think there's someone I think a lot of us are forgetting as well? Because I've done 2 centre backs instead of a right centre back and a left centre back. Ezri Konsa, statistically and visually, is one of the best centre backs in the league this season. Do you think he's better than?
Yeah,
What
but
does
see-
visually
see-
mean? Do you
Yeah,
mean
I
you
was
like the way he
confused.
looks?
I was
He wears
confused.
really lovely football boots.
I think he's very handsome. I think he's very handsome.
See, if you're looking at statistics though, they're going to be inflated because he's been playing fullback most of the season.
Yeah, that's
That is fair,
Yeah,
yeah. But
nah, that's a
tackle,
good point.
I think tackle success and is. Look, I'm not going to bring up the word because me and Scott nearly counted blows earlier on. He's a good progressive passer.
But I want to put my point forward for Senesi. The fella has 7 goals and assists as a centre back.
Does he?
In 25 games, he has 7 goals and assists.
He got
3
two
goals, 4
before,
assists. 4 assists as
two-
a centre back is outrageous.
Well, I tell you what, Scott, you can bring him up for striker if you like, but he's a central defender, so we need to be focusing on defensive.
The set pieces.
Right, so
I'm
we
not
all know who
listening.
Scott's going with for centre forward.
Senesi. Right, it's up to Alfie, is it?
It is Alfie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think Branthwaite is guaranteed.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
My second one for me would be Botman. I think Pau Torres has definitely had the better season, and I do really like Torres. I do really like Pau Torres. I think he's a quality player, and I really liked him at Villarreal too. But I'd say Botman. I'd say Sven Botman.
So we've
That's
got
also
a player
that's a killer
worse.
pairing.
But
Yeah.
but we know on this podcast, are we allowed to pick players that are injured?
Yeah.
Until next
Are
year.
we?
Yeah, but hang on.
Is that
No, yeah, but Dylan, there's a difference between someone being injured and someone only having one leg.
Fair.
That
is
is
fair. That is
like
fair.
there's having an injury and then there's being out for 6 seasons. There's a whole lot of middle ground between those.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Right.
So the squad's taking shape. Alfie, what have we got so far? What are we working with?
Oh, we've got Martinez, Trippier at right back, 8 Nuri at left back, 2 centre halves. We've got Branthwaite and we've got Botman. I think that's
Better
a
back forward than United.
Yeah, I think that's back five.
That's a league winning back four, that is.
I was going to say
It
that
actually is.
pretty formidable.
Funnily enough, that's going to be one of the things we talk about at the end of this. Just make sure you stick around. Right, we've got 2 central midfielders. CDM, central midfield, doesn't matter. Pick 2 CDMs, pick 2 central midfielders. It's entirely your choice. But, we can only have 2.
Right.
Dylan, where you got?
Right, I know I'm not going to get one of these.
Oh, God.
So I picked Josh Brownhill. I'm only messing.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
I went for Bruno Bruno Guimaraes
Yeah.
and João Gomez.
João
Yeah,
Gomez.
okay.
Okay.
I went for another Joe.
Pellegrini.
Polina, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
But I have Bruno G in as well.
Yeah, fair.
Scott, we've gone for the same midfield. I've gone with Bruno Guimaraes and I've gone with Paulinho.
That's fair.
I have also gone for the same midfield. Yeah,
Just-
now there is a slight caveat here. Again, I did some collateral just in case someone shouted at me because you could only have one player for one club. Obviously, I planned for a hell of a lot of different scenarios on this podcast. And my alternate, I'm sure you can all guess who it might be, compared to instead of Bruno, because we already had a right back in Newcastle. It's the living legend himself,
Tonali.
GW Massive.
Oh.
Tonali plays for
Morgan
Newcastle.
Gibbs White.
Morgan Gibbs
Oh,
White.
you went for
Morgan Gibbs White.
I forgot about
Yeah.
this, right?
And somewhere,
I feel
somewhere
like he'd
we
be
need.
better suited to attacking
I
midfield
was
than
going to say,
Cam,
we
yeah,
never got
Cam.
Yeah.
100%.
So I know,
Cam.
yeah, I 100% agree.
Oh,
But the
so-
person who's playing my cam
Yeah.
role, I think, is probably a better player now. And also, the person playing in the cam role, he's the only player I have from that club. And that's the only reason I had my alternate in.
Have you made up your own rules? Nowhere did we discuss one club per player. Right, there's an image somewhere, right, in my head of Josh at home, and you know those murder boards on crime scene documentaries with the string connecting one news article to a picture, and if we could put that on the screen, Alfie, I'd love it because I think that's what Josh's mind is.
He
at the
has.
moment.
If anyone is a fan of a show called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, other shows are available. I'm Charlie Day with Pepe Sylvia when he's going through the whole conspiracy theory.
Never seen.
If you haven't seen it, watch the scene. There's a good gif of it as well. I am him with MGW.
MGW.
Okay.
I respect it.
But no, but Bruno is would be my choice. Paulinho and Bruno.
This might be a really easy decision
Yeah.
for you,
Yeah, I
Alfie.
think this is definitely the easiest
Think
one.
about it, Alfie.
For me,
I'm a nice guy.
Definitely Bruno G. I'm not going to try to say a second name because I'm a bit bad. But I'll say Bruno G and definitely Paulinho. Although
Oh,
I do extremely like Morgan Gibbs White, but
Yes, my
but
guy.
but
No.
but Paulinho and Bruno are on a different level.
Yeah.
I think
they are.
they could play for any team in the world, to be honest.
Yeah,
Honourable mention
That's what I was thinking. You go on.
for Douglas Luiz.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
player.
I don't hate that. That's a decent shout.
I can't- yeah.
Should there also be an honourable mention based on this season for John McGinn?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think for a couple seasons as well. I think
If we were doing the best ass in the Premier League, John McGinn would win.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
You seem to know a lot about that,
that's a
Dylan.
lovely place to end the segment on central midfielders. Thank you. Boys, let's move on to Cam, right? And do you know what? I don't hate Morgan Gibbs White as a shout. He's not my pick because we can only really have one. I've gone with Eze.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay, nice. Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I've gone for a Brazilian man
Me too.
by
Yeah.
the name of
Yeah.
Lucas.
Yeah,
Paqueta.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one we could have put in, to be honest.
The fella's been
Unbelievable player.
tipped to go to Manchester City.
Well,
Yeah.
he's not the only one you can put in because I just gave you another one that you could put in
I
Eze.
know, but is he on the level? I don't think he's on the level personally, but I like Eze.
Yeah.
But Paqueta's just a Galactico in my eyes. A Galactico in a West Ham jersey. That's Lucas Paqueta for me.
I think what does Eze bad is like when people look at Palace, they might go Elise over Eze.
Yeah.
But I think Elise's a winger more than a Cam.
I know he is, yeah. But
No, but I'm just saying in
Yeah.
terms of people judging Eze, I think because Elise is the main man,
The main
people
man,
overlook Eze.
Yeah, true.
I don't understand that they play completely different positions.
I know, but like as the main man
Yeah,
in the
like
Palace
the
team,
star
look
man
at
of
Elise.
like Palace.
Okay, well I think Alfie, you're going Paqueta, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I feel like it's becoming a little. I don't think I've agreed
Yeah,
with you once here, have I?
I don't think I'm necessarily needed here.
I don't mind
I don't
Eze
think I've
shout,
got
to be
a pick.
honest.
Well, do you know what? On the whole, I think we've actually agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
quite-
most players.
You
yeah.
three have. You three have all agreed on fucking everything. I so far have picked every player that hasn't made it to the squad.
Maybe that just
Thank
means
you
we have
very
better
much.
ball knowledge.
I'm gonna say it for a bit of consolation again. I do actually really like Eze, but I think Paqueta definitely gets him.
I forget me left winger.
Do you know what? I really like Paqueta, and I really hope he doesn't end up for City this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't. That being said, I think both Eze and Paqueta end up at bigger clubs this summer.
Potentially.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think
they will.
I think
Yeah,
Elise as well.
yeah. Elise being a red jersey. That's not an exclusive.
I hope so.
I was gonna say Captain Exclusive over there is giving something away.
Yeah, he's had a few recently, isn't he?
Look,
Yeah.
I'm well connected. I'm well connected in these streets. What can I say?
He's friends with lots of foreign journalists. Right. Okay. Right wing. There's
It's
a few.
a tough one,
There are.
and it's also an easy one.
This was the hardest position for me.
Really.
Yeah.
So I had two that I could choose between, and since I haven't got a pick in this podcast yet, I'm gonna let you guys pick your three, and then depending on who you pick, I'm gonna give one of the other two.
Right. I have gone for the best Ghanaian player since Asamoah Gyan,
Kudus.
Mohamed Kudus. Yeah. But I know exactly who Scott's going to pick.
Yeah,
so I'm going to sit back here.
I have Jared Bowen.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. Yeah, very good player.
I went for Elise.
Yeah, I don't hate it either.
So I went with Elise and Kudus. Those were the two that I couldn't choose between. It's bothering me that Jared Bowen, Kudus, both right wingers, and Jared Bowen is the starter.
Yeah.
But he's played up front a lot as well, hasn't he, though, this season? He's played as a striker.
Maybe that's done me bad there.
Yeah. I think with that being said, I think I'm going to fall down on the side of Elise.
Yeah.
You're going with Elise?
Elise was in my top three.
That's fair, yeah. He is a top winger.
But I want to put a sneaky shout out to Mr. Brian and Buemo.
Yeah, very good
You know
player.
what?
Him and Bowen they were 50-50 for me.
He would
LA,
LA, you about to say the same thing that I was about to say?
Go on.
Well, I mean, I don't want to scoot ahead. He was definitely a pick for me on the other side.
Left wing.
Oh, okay.
on the left.
He hasn't
Yeah.
played. He hasn't played much at left wing.
No, I know.
And Buemo's kind of filled the Ivan Toney gap a lot this season.
He's,
Yeah, he has, yeah.
He's throwing curveballs. This man is throwing curveballs. I love it.
To be fair, I did have Buemo on the left for a while, and then I was like, nah, he doesn't even play there, so I took him out.
Yeah, but you see what I mean, right? He could do a job there. I mean, I've got other players on the left, but he was in one of my sort of finalists for that side.
Is there no shouts for McBennet? No? Nobody want to do McBennet?
He does the output is
Boys, I think
left to be
this is
desired.
the hardest one. This is definitely the hardest one.
There are so many good right wingers.
Yeah,
There's probably ones we're missing as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
almost definitely.
Well, I'm on Footbin now trying to figure out. Brennan Johnson's moved to Spurs, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's a left winger, more so.
Sarabia's having a good season
Actually,
for Wolves, isn't he?
No, you can't say Kulusevski as well. Exact same thing. Sarabia's been good, yeah. Does Cooney play off the left or central?
Sarabi's been good.
I think Cunha plays central.
Yeah, central more so than anything, yeah. And Neto, jeez, we're missing Neto.
He's on the left though now.
Yeah,
He's left,
left.
he's left.
Is he left?
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's really
Sarabia's
easy
on
at
the
the
right.
moment to mix up right wingers and left wingers because they both tend to swap over quite often.
Yeah, teams play too fluid these days.
But hold on, there's one thing we're missing out now. As we did have the little failed podcast the other day. Why hasn't Tahith Chong been mentioned?
Doesn't he play right back now?
What?
No.
Wait, what?
I swear he was playing in defence at some point.
Oh, I swear
Probably
he
left
plays.
wing back.
I swear he plays central midfield.
Oh, okay.
He does.
He has played central midfield, yeah.
See, we have missed out on Musa Diaby, who I am ashamed to have missed
Yeah.
out
Oh,
on.
no,
we
how did
actually
you get that
have.
Diaby? Oh,
Yeah.
don't make it even harder.
But does him and Bailey not play right wing?
Yeah.
No, I think one plays like kind of striker wide, so they kind of next to Watkins, but they drift wide, and then the other plays like
Dangerously
right
close to
midfielder.
revealing your Vaseline there again, Dylan.
No, hold on. A little fall there on back. Right, yeah. So they don't play right wing. So it's up to Alfie now. Who was the main man going with?
Lads, I don't know. Because there's so many.
I think it's
players.
between Kudus, Elise, and Bowen.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, it's between them three, definitely.
I thought you was about to leave out the person that I was going to pick, and I'm going to go for Jared Bowen.
Fair.
Yeah, okay.
Why do I bother? Why do I bother?
At least you got a friend this time, LA. At least you're not the only one.
If you had went with Kudus, it would have swung him towards going with Kudus, and we could have been celebrating together.
we could have been. Meanwhile, you'll be celebrating on your own with a pot of Vaseline, so that's fine.
More product placement.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Okay, we've got to move on to the left wing,
We do.
and this is a little bit trickier because
I don't know, is it?
I thought this was easy.
The right wing's
Look,
definitely going to be the hardest one.
the left wing,
I was
for me
stressing.
personally, there's only one person.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not going to say Dwight McNeil.
Oh.
It's Anto Gordon.
We all do know, yeah.
Anthony Gordon, in my opinion, is the best left winger outside the top six, and I don't think it's a debate person.
Yeah.
fine.
I've hung my hat on it.
I actually went for someone else.
Hit me.
For me, it's up to, but yeah, go on.
Oh, okay, right. Well, I don't think I've chosen the other person in Alfie to make your life easy. I went for Mitoma.
I went for Matoma. I went for Matoma.
Last season, maybe.
Last season, I would have agreed, just not now.
So what we're saying is Pau Torres is having a better season and doesn't get into the side, but somebody
Is he?
who's having
Well, yeah, he is having a better season. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
But, yeah, that's a
he,
fair
did-
argument.
he didn't get in, even though he's
That's a
having
fair
a better
argument.
season. And now
But-
we're trying to use last season's form
No,
as an
but
argument for somebody not getting in.
I think the difference
But-
here is though Gordon had a good season last year, and now he's having an unreal season this year.
And an even
Where
better
Matoma had a
one.
great season last year, and he's kind of had a bad year this year.
Yeah, you can
But the
see
whole
progression.
team are having a bad season this year. It's not just him. And the reason the whole team is having a bad season this year is because your lot went and stole their best midfielder. Chelsea then went and stole their other midfielder, and they're left with the bones of a squad. They had a really good season. They finished the top 8, and all the big clubs came in, picked the bones, took all their best players. But I suppose I'm arguing against myself there, because if they were taking their best players, they would have taken Matoma. So maybe I'm thinking we should go Anthony Gordon.
At the same argument, Newcastle have had the most injuries in the entire Premier League, and Gordon has been. Well, I think they have. Yeah, I think they've had more than United. Definitely, they've had the most. In terms of number of players, but in terms of length of injury, no. No, I think they've had the most amount of time in the league as well.
Yeah, I think so. They have like 4 players out with ACLs right now.
Yeah, really? And I think Tonali counts towards the players missed as well. So that skews it.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I just think Gordon. I don't know. I think Gordon's a lot better than Matoma. Anyways, even if I think if Matoma played at Newcastle, he couldn't do what Gordon is currently doing at Newcastle. That's my personal opinion. I think he lost his degree in dribbling.
He lost.
Do you want to hand him yours? Yours is on the wall there, right? Do you want to hand him that one?
No, I don't. Wan-Bissaka ruined him.
Yeah, okay. Alfie, where are we going, mate?
Yeah, for me, again, Anthony Gordon. I think Matoma's age, I don't think people realise he's 26. I can't see him getting too much better. Gordon's 23, and I think he's just progressively getting better and better and better. And this season, he's been immense.
Can we do an honourable mention?
Yeah.
Hit me.
Of course, yeah.
Ansu Fati.
I'm not having it.
What?
I'm not having Ansu Fati.
Really?
I'm not having Ansu Fati.
I'm not having Ansu Fati.
He's living off his reputation. I don't think. There's a reason Barcelona put him on loan to Brighton.
I'm also not having Harvey Barnes.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think he's been injured like 90% of the season.
Yeah.
So injuries now mean that you're what, Scott?
Boys, we can't keep.
What was that, Scott?
Sorry. I think he's cut out there.
What was that, Scott?
But that's not the reason I think
Harvey. Into finally joining my side.
That's not the reason I think Harvey Barnes isn't the shout. I think Gordon is just a better winger.
That's fine. I just wanted to hear.
Can we actually definitely have an honourable mention though?
Yeah, maybe. Depends if anybody agrees with you.
Dwight McNeil.
No,
absolutely not.
No, not having it.
Nope.
Nobody.
No, absolutely zero.
I'm not going to agree with like the point he puts across, but I do think McNeil's a player. You know.
Look, he's a Manchester United Academy graduate.
I'll agree that he's a player.
Anything.
And I stand by my academy graduates. I'm going to argue the point. If the man was at Real Madrid in a front three with Bellingham and Rodrigo, look.
If he was at Real Madrid in a front three of that's me playing career mode on FIFA.
Oh man.
No, look. I think Dwight McNeil is the most underrated player in the Premier League.
Can you imagine taking Vinny away from Madrid?
I had an argument a couple of years ago about the trajectory of Harvey Barnes and Dwight McNeil, and look, I'm still 3 years away from getting €50 for that. So
it's going to be a long 3 years, Dylan. Right. Before this goes even more into the doldrums, let's move on to our final position, which is the striker. I think if we all had to choose two, I think we'd all choose the same two. Yeah. And I cannot choose between these two. I've gone. After Dwight McNeil, I might. I've gone Isak and João Pedro, and I can't choose between them.
I've gone Isak as well.
Yeah, I went Isak.
And nobody has said Watkins.
Yeah.
No,
I don't mind it either. Yeah, it really is up for debate, to be honest. Yeah,
the fella has 29 goal contributions this season.
I can't believe you haven't mentioned Watkins.
Yeah, to be fair, he should be in this side.
He's literally one of the. He probably could get player of the season.
Yeah,
he might. But let's talk about raw ability. Who do you think is a better raw football player, better technical ability, and has
Isak.
More attributes to go to the top? I think it's Isak.
It's Isak.
I also think in this team, Isak is the choice.
Yeah, agreed. I do. And we have to give LA one anyway, so we're going for easy.
The pity one.
The pity pick. The pity pick.
You can have the
No, I
consolation.
don't want that. This is a democracy. On
Yeah, he doesn't want to. That's why Ollie Watkins is going up top.
I'm torn now because, Ollie Watkins probably should be in the side, but I do think overall Isak is a better player. I think Ollie Watkins is having a better season, but I think Isak is the better player.
Agreed. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Oh,
I think Isak has the attributes to become. I don't know. I'm not going to say a top 4 striker in the world. I don't know.
What are Isak's stats this season? And bear in mind, he hasn't started every game because he's been competing with what's his name,
Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
Yeah, but if you can't get in the team over Callum Wilson, then it has to be Ollie Watkins.
No.
Callum Wilson's an experienced Premier League striker.
I think Callum Wilson's been injured for a while as well, but I think Isak has a couple of goals.
He's got more than a couple. He's got more than a couple. He's in my fantasy team, and he's won me a lot of points this season. Alfie, how many goal contributions has Isak got this year?
He's got
over 10.
In the Prem, he's got 17 goals, 1 assist, Isaac.
17 goals. 17 goals is a good return.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but Watkins has 19 and 0 are penalties.
Isaac has scored 2 less goals in 1,000 less minutes than Watkins.
Lads.
Yeah, but
lads.
Yeah, but how many of those Isaac goals have been penalties? Watkins has 19 with 0 penalties.
If we
as
a proper number 9, it's Isaac, because Isaac's got 1 assist compared to Watkins, but it depends what you're looking for.
But what's the penalties for Isaac?
While Alfie's looking that up, let me just make this point because I hate that argument.
4 for Isaac and 0 for Watkins. So I wouldn't say it's that much.
Yeah, it's not. But the penalty argument for me is null and void because your job is to score goals, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how. A 4-yard tap-in is easier than a penalty. Let's not pretend that scoring penalties is just a walk in the park and everybody can do it because they can't. There's a reason that it's used to decide tournaments at the end of 120 minutes. It's a difficult thing to do. And saying like if you take Haaland, for example, he gets more chances created for him than any other player in the league. Does that mean that we should discount some of his goals for De Bruyne tax, much in the same way as you're removing 4 of Isaac's goals for them being penalties? It's right. I don't get it.
No, I actually agree with you. And like one other thing, I think you need to look at this from an even wider perspective. He's got no penalty goals this season, but also if I have a striker in my team, I want my striker to score penalties. He's missed more penalties in his career than he scored.
Who takes penalties for Villa?
Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz does. And it's because Ollie Watkins can't take penalties. He's not good at it. So if my striker doesn't have a very critical skill on a football pitch, it just I'm doubling down. I'm going Isak.
Look, I think it's Isak anyways, but now the argument we're using against Scott is Ollie Watkins is dreadful at penalties. So
Josh?
Yeah, Isak all day. Yeah, he was my only pick.
Is there any other honourable mentions that we're missing?
I think
he said
Joe Pedro's a good one. We're not throwing Evan Ferguson in. Dom Solanke's a huge one, actually. Dom Solanke's a major one. He's an honourable mention.
Solanke should be mentioned.
He's a top forward.
Yeah.
No Evan Ferguson. We're not getting him in.
No.
No.
You just guaranteed that Evan's never coming on the podcast. Well done.
Not yet. Not yet. He will be. Not yet. Can't
okay. Alfie, Isaacs or Watkins?
LA, you're going to be surprised. I'm
No.
for Alexander Isaac.
You're lucky.
Watkins has been robbed here.
But hold on.
Alfie, this was nearly your last podcast.
Alfie just said Chris Wood.
I am surprised that you went with Isaac.
I think it is Isaac.
I think you could have tossed a coin on those two.
Yeah,
it's fair. Yeah,
definitely. No discredit to Watkins. You can't argue with his season, but yeah.
What about Senesi?
He needs to go into centre back.
How many penalties has he scored?
None.
Who are our centre backs? None of them are scoring as many goals as Senesi is from corners.
There's a good one from Guillermo. Carlton Morris is, in my opinion, is kind of an honourable mention. I think, and Cooney as well, and down the middle, that's an honourable mention as well. I think Cooney is a special player, and if he was at another top club, he's not getting Isak.
Nowhere near this side, is he?
No, but I just like him. He's a good player. He's a good
Yeah.
player. I just want to say
Okay.
him in the podcast.
Look,
Mention the name.
This isn't something we discussed beforehand, but I'm going to throw this question out there. So,
Yeah.
Alfie, if this goes down like a lead balloon, just note down the time. Feel free to cut this. Who is managing this team outside of the Big Six?
That's a very good question.
That's a great shout.
I'm going to throw the first name. Actually, I have two names to throw forward straight away. Gary O'Neill
Love that.
and Iraola.
I'm going to go Eddie Howe.
Good show. Good show.
Nice.
For me, it has to be Unai Emery.
Yeah,
Good
there's an
shout.
argument for Emery as well.
Yeah. It probably is Emery, to be fair, but I think the job Iraola's done at Bournemouth after the start they had has been unbelievable.
No,
and
I
then what
agree.
Gary O'Neill has done with Wolves,
Yeah, I
especially
like
after
it.
what happened to him at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
The football that Wolves team player is unbelievable. And he was even linked to the United job this season, which
Yeah.
shows you how well he's doing.
Was he linked?
No, he
was
wasn't.
to
He was
United
linked to
job?
join the
No.
coaching staff.
Yeah.
To join the coaching staff.
I think it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. I can't believe that.
So, I don't. Apart from Scott, none of you guys were around for our 23-24 predictions. I think Scott and Paddy both picked Wolves to go down.
Yeah.
And to go down badly as well. I
Heavily.
think you
No,
both had him 19th.
I think I had them 18th.
19th.
Did Scott,
Was it
did
19th,
Scott
though?
not say they'd get less points than Derby?
No, I never said that.
Scott, that's horrendous.
I never said that. Didn't slander me.
That podcast was recorded the night that Lopetegui was fired. We didn't know Gary O'Neill was going to be appointed at that point.
Fair.
But I think if we did, all three of us would have said Wolves were going down.
Yeah.
But that is only strengthening the case for Gary O'Neill. I think there is a shout for Gary O'Neill to be in the running for manager of the season.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
There's also a
Fantastic
shout
job.
for. There's also a shout for Rob Edwards.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I agree.
Who saw Luton staying up?
Nobody.
No
They
one.
haven't yet.
Or even being in with a shout of staying up.
Or even winning games.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually, in that podcast, I think I had them saying that they take a few points off the big boys.
You did say that.
And they nearly did. What was it?
Yeah.
Oh, they've taken
4-3 Arsenal.
I thought
You
I thought it was,
still have them 20th and last though, Scott.
Yeah, but like,
Okay. Right, Alfie, can you give us our final team?
yes.
Once you've picked the manager.
He's gone Gary O'Neill. I know, but his voice is gone Gary O'Neill.
I don't know. I
No,
think
he's-
he might lean Eddie Howe.
he's overruled all of us and he's saying De Zerbi.
Yeah.
What about him?
Not a bad one.
Do you know what? I'd probably say Unai Emery, to be honest.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
No
you can't
arguments
argue
with
with
that,
I
yeah.
think.
Probably
No,
the
you can't.
boring one, the boring choice, but for me, yeah.
Spice it up then.
So,
Go on, Marco Silva.
Via the power of editing, let's have the team on the screen. So Alfie, let's read it through.
Emil, oh, it's a good start, isn't it? I'll go with Martinez in goal. Trippier, Bramthwaite, Botman, Nuri, with a midfield two of Bruno G and Paulinho. Just in front of him, Lucas Paqueta. On the right, Jared Bowen. On the left, Anthony Gordon. And up top, Alexander Isaac.
Brilliant.
That
What's that?
Unai
Yeah.
Emery.
What a team.
That team wins the league.
Does.
Yeah.
I don't know win the league, but it comes
I
comfortably
don't know
top
about
four.
that one, but I think
Oh,
it'd do well.
Scott can't admit that they'll beat Liverpool.
No, I'm wary about the centre backs.
How many of them players get into Liverpool, Arsenal, or City?
I think all 11 of those
Get into Liverpool?
strengthen the top six.
Yeah,
Yeah, they all
strengthen.
I think they all start. I think that every single one of them starts for Liverpool personally, but that's
Don't know
not
about that one.
Listen, I know you're trying to wind Scott up, and it's working. But let's not pretend that all 11 of those don't start for United next weekend.
Oh.
Can I be dead honest? And I'll tell you who does start for United.
Go on.
Martinez doesn't start.
No.
I personally wouldn't have Trippier in. I know I'm going to be killed for that. Brantwaite would start. Botman and Martinez is a toss-up. I think Martinez is better, but that's probably my bias, Sean. Who's left back? Ain't Nori. I think he'd start. My grandmother would start ahead of Casemiro, so Bruno G would start. I don't think. Who's the other midfielder that we have?
Well, no, hang on.
Paulinho.
Wouldn't Paulinho replace
Paulinho would be the
Casemiro?
central.
Yeah, Paulinho would replace Casemiro.
Bruno
and then
over
it's-
Mainu.
Look,
Right now,
No.
Bruno starts. Let's not be silly about it.
I'm gonna die on a hill. Give me Cobby.
yeah, give me Cobby, man.
Give me
Give me
Cobby.
Cobby. Give me Cobby. Bruno Fernandes obviously is not getting out of the team. And I know Scott is going to be in my ear here saying Gordon over Rashford.
I don't think Scott is going to say that. I think Scott would take Rashford over.
Would you take Rashford over?
I'll take Rashford over Gordon, yeah.
Yeah.
Centre forward, Isaac will get in ahead of Hoyland, and then right wing. Anthony starts for me, personally.
Anthony starts over Bowen.
And no.
Now you're just saying stuff.
But Kudus over
It was
Garnacho.
Bowen. Bowen we
Sorry,
went for.
Bowen over Garnacho. Right now,
No.
maybe. I don't
No,
know.
I'd take Garnacho.
No,
I'd
I'm
probably
taking
take
Bowen.
Garnacho myself.
I had an argument with someone on Twitter earlier today who said name 100 wingers better than 100 right
seen
wingers that are better than Garnacho, that are better than Anthony, and I just linked them to the list of right wingers on Footbin. There is 115 of them, and every single one of them are better than Anthony. Just throwing that out there.
Seen that argument.
Just to finish off, then I know I made a fatuous call about that team wins the league. Where does that team finish in the league?
I think it's
Bearing in mind-
it's an easy
bearing in
top
mind-
four.
Yeah, it's an easy top four.
All of the 14 clubs, whoever we took them from, lose those players. Do they
Or-
break this? Does it break the big six? And if so, who drops
Definitely
out?
get Europe. I mean, Newcastle,
Yeah, top four.
Morgan, Botman, Bruno G, Golden, and Isaac.
Top four.
I think first season they finished third.
Yeah, I'd say third as well, personally. How far did they go in the Champions League if they get there next season?
The winner of the whole thing.
That's a good point.
You never know. You never
Yeah.
know.
Never know the
Yeah.
Champions League, do you?
Knockout competition.
You know what?
Andy
You know,
Gordon, Isaac,
you know
all
what?
front three.
You know what we should do? We should get Dylan to set up an FM save with all these players, and with
That's a shout.
a few maybe
Yeah,
like
we do that.
academy players
Do
and
that.
the subs and reserves, and see what they do in 2 seasons.
Can I be manager instead of Emery, though? Like, come on.
No.
I've more tactical nous than Emery.
I tell you what, if you want to do that and turn it into an article, that would be a great shout. But
I
what
would.
you're going to need are 7 substitutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Now,
now this podcast is going to go a bit longer than we expected. Right? So
Look,
we can
do it.
immediately put Watkins in.
Yeah.
because we,
Yeah,
we-
Watkins
we-
is in.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Watkins is in.
We can immediately put in Kudus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pau
Yeah.
Torres.
You can immediately put Pau Torres in.
Murillo?
Goal. Don't know about that.
What about Morgan Gibbs White?
I don't mind it.
Hang on. Typical subs bench, right, is a goalkeeper, a fullback, a centre back, 2 midfielders, and 2 attackers.
Yeah, so goalkeeper. Go goalkeeper
Yeah.
first.
Areola, I
Goalkeeper?
think.
Ariola, yeah. Ariola.
Yeah.
Ariola, yeah.
So you need a fullback, left or right, doesn't matter. You just invert them. So fullback.
Jesus, who did we say?
Yeah.
Who did we even say for fullback?
Estupinian.
Estupinian.
Yeah,
Estupinian's a shout.
Yeah. Okay, let's go Estupinian as our fullback. We need 1 centre back, which we've got in
Pau Torres.
Pau Torres. We need
Yeah.
2 midfielders.
Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz.
Great shout.
Are
Yeah.
we giving him his job? Are we giving him
And
his job?
an attacking player. We're gonna an attacking player. Maybe Gibbs White.
Yeah, I'm going Gibbs White.
Yeah, I
Is
don't
there
mind
anybody
Gibbs White.
else?
Is there anybody else? Please.
Is that? I'll think about it. What about Amadou Onana now?
I'm thinking about the right hand
No.
side. Do you not have Kudus and then Elise?
Elise. Well, we need 2
Yeah,
attackers.
Elise.
We need 2 attackers. So we've got
Yeah.
we've got
One of them is a
Watkins
10.
and Elise would be the other.
It's a hot,
What about Pedro Neto?
I still
Yeah.
think Elise.
He only has
I
one
mean,
leg.
I would too, personally, yeah. Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Okay, so that's 7. Alfie, who did we choose there? Sorry, put you on the spot.
We picked Kudus.
Yeah.
Elise.
Yeah.
Areola.
Yeah.
Stufian.
Yep.
Watkins,
Watkins,
Douglas
Pau
Luiz.
Torres.
Douglas Luiz, and Pau Torres.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
So they're your 7 substitutes, Dylan. If you can run a football manager save, for how many seasons?
I say
5.
5.
5.
Yeah.
So run a 5 season and see how many trophies they win.
If you don't win us at least 2 trophies, you're never appearing on the podcast.
Can I create a club and call it Attacking Football FC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
you need to remove somebody from the Premier League then. So
Sheffield.
remove.
They're gone anyway.
Yeah, Sheffield United.
Yeah, Sheffield. I'll take Sheffield.
And we don't have any of their players.
Yeah.
See you later.
Why would we have any of their players?
Exactly.
Oh, Sheffield.
Okay,
Right.
right. I think that is going to be it for this week's Attacking Football podcast. Tune in to our website, attackingfootball.com, and our socials to find out what happens when Dylan runs that save on Football Manager. It's been a great podcast, boys. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, please follow us on our socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Have a good one, boys. See you later. See you next week.
See you later.
See ya.
See you later, lads.
Yeah.